where she's going to talk to you about her journey. Thank you for being here, Gina. Come on up. Also a quick note, she did her slides in
Canva.
Yeah. That we are going to test out with this remote. I don't know if the remote's going to make it change, but that's okay. Down arrow over.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. I really appreciate you guys all being here today. Just seeing you guys want to level up and accelerate your business is really cool to see. And so, yeah, my name is Gina, and I own a few small businesses here in Las Vegas, and it wasn't always starting that way, and I wanted to share my journey. So who am I? I'm going to share my journey. So I was with my mom, my dad, and my two brothers, and we lived in the Bay Area. And around second grade, my dad went to jail. And it was really hard because we had everything. We had a house, and my mom had to lose it all because my dad went to jail. And so she had to foreclose on their home, and we were pretty much homeless. And we had a friend take us in, a family friend, and unfortunately, my mom had to share a room with me. So we had to sleep on the ground. Like literally, we were sleeping on the floor for 8 years of my life, and that was really hard because it takes a toll on your mental health, but also your insecurities. I grew up really insecure because of that. And finally, eventually, she got on Section 8 welfare and food stamps, which was a lifesaver. And so because of that, I saw her get her own apartment, which was really cool. And it was just a proud moment for her. And then after that, after high school, I ended up moving to Hawaii, and this is where I met my husband, Scott. And we ended up getting married after knowing each other for only 2 months. I know, crazy. Who does that? I ask him all the time, who does that? And we actually met on Friendster, and I don't know if you guys know Friendster. It was a dating online app before MySpace. I don't know if you guys. So I'm aging myself right now, but we made online dating cool. And so we ended up getting married after 2 months, and then after 4 years or 5 years, we ended up having kids, and they were about 2. At the time, they were 2 and 4 months old, and that's when my dad, my 2 grandparents, and then my mom passed away, all within a year and a half. Like literally, talk about you hit rock bottom. I hit rock bottom, because you're losing 4 significant people in your life. And so, and not only that, my husband gets deployed. He was in the Marine Corps. So imagine I had to take care of 2 kids. He was gone for 7 months, and I didn't know what to do. I literally I hit rock bottom. And this is when a fellow Marine gave me a Bible, and that was my journey into Christianity, and it helped me become who I am today. And throughout the years, we ended up moving to Las Vegas, and I ended up getting a job at Zappos, and so grateful because that's one of the happiest places to work. And that's where I met Rachel. And it was cool because I worked my way up a little bit, slowly. I worked in different departments. And then also during this time, me and my husband, we got qualified to buy a townhome, which was $140,000. Not a lot at the time. It was a fixer-upper. So slowly but surely, we slowly renovated the kitchen. And then we'd renovate the floors and then the bathrooms. And then during this time, he was also going to school for nursing. So I like to say that I turned him into a sugar daddy. Because if you guys know, nurses, they make good money. And then while I was working at Zappos, I find out that I have lupus. And I'm like, damn, what next, So if you guys don't know what lupus is, it's an autoimmune disease, and it attacks your body. And it makes you feel like shit. Like literally you feel like you're dying. And it was to the point where I'd have to use up all my sick time, all my PTO. And then I realized our video messed up, but I'm going to finish that story about me finding out about having lupus while I was working at Zappos. It was really hard because I would use all my PTO on all my vacation time, and then I would call out sick. And when I would call out sick, I wasn't making an income because I had FMLA. And so that was my spark to my interest into entrepreneurship, because I had to realize I need to make money and not depend on my 9 to 5. And so that's how it launched me to be more into real estate. And I would highly recommend to think of other ways while you're doing your 9 to 5 to start funding your hobbies that are your passions, and then also turn that into a business. Accidental live and flip. And so we slowly started to renovate it. And then we were in that position. He eventually became a nurse, so we had a little bit of extra money. And so we decided to try and buy another home. And so we did. So we bought another live and flip. And then we were wondering, like, dang, what do we do with this townhome? Should we sell it, or should we use it as a rental? And at the time we were like, I don't want to do it tenants, so we decided to sell it, and we made $93,000. And we were like, holy shit. Right? We're the richest people in the world. We really thought we were rich, and then so we were like, dude, what do we do with all this money? And so we decided to go in on a syndication on a 24 unit. And so we put in $50,000 towards that. And we saw like every quarter we'd make $1,000. And it was really cool to see, because real estate actually allows you to have funds like that, because it makes your money work for you. And so during this time, since my husband has a medical background, we decided to start a memory care home. And a memory care home is where it's a house where you take care of the elderly. And what I liked about this business model is because you're doing good for the community, you're helping seniors who need the care that they need. And instead of taking your parents or your grandparents and putting them into a facility, you put them in a smaller home so it's better care. Yes. And so we did that for 5 years. From the ground up started it. It was super hard, like literally, like, because you're dealing with like the residents, the family members, state laws and all that stuff. But knowing that we were doing good, I was like, okay, you know what? We own the real estate, but we're also helping the residents. And it was hard. That's a hard business to start, because you get attached to them, and it's like they become your grandma and grandpa. So we'd go there and be like, what's up, grandma? Like hang out with them and stuff. And so when they passed away, it was hard. It mentally like puts a toll on your mental health. But just knowing that we're doing good and all that. So also during this time, I'm still working at Zappos, and we ended up, COVID happens. Holy crap. You guys want to talk about what the hell, So because my husband was a nurse, I like to say I literally skyrocketed him to be my sugar daddy. So because you guys know how travel nurses make like bank, right? So I was like, okay, this is an opportunity for money to change our life. Right. And I'm just curious, is there anyone out there who would send their significant other into the COVID field during that year? Like, would you guys do that? Like, I'm just curious, would you guys send your significant other to go out for a year? Yeah. I'd be like, bye, peace out. But yeah, so that's what we did. He went out to New York and Texas. And at the time, my boys are like preteens, so it was easier because we've gone through 3 deployments. So I was kind of like a pro at him being gone. So I was like, bye, peace out, So, but because of that, we were able to make a lot of income. But what we did with that was we went in on a 52 unit. Then we also invested in Crunch Fitness gyms. And then we also invested in gas and oil. And then we also invested in a documentary. And the reason why we know about these projects is because we're part of a business networking group of investors. And so that's what I would highly recommend you guys doing, is to try to find meetups and places that whatever your business or passion is, because they're out there. And also, we also ended up going in on a 62 unit. So that's all like in Florida and Alabama. And then also I decided to quit Zappos. I worked there for 7 years, and I was like, as much as I didn't want to quit, but I went through a lot of layoffs within that company and I somehow survived. And I realized I had a slap in the face because they kind of demoted me, but not demoted me. They're like, it's gonna make you have to do this step and this step in order to get to the next level. So I was like, ugh, you know, I had that moment where I was like, you know what, I have all this stuff going on, all this real estate, the care home, the puppies, you know, like, I had to pray about it. And then my husband, he just got back from his COVID deployments. So I was able to step away and put in my 2 weeks. That was really hard because, you know, Zappos is like the best place to work. But because Tony Shea passed away, it was just not, it was different, you know? So I felt like it was time. And this is where I was able to start the Banana Bungalow. And the Banana Bungalow is attached to our current home, which is our live and flip, another live and flip. So I don't recommend this strategy because it's crazy, especially if you have kids and animals, but it works for us. So we bought another house, and then it had an attached casita, and so I turned that into a furnished rental. And that's really helpful because it helps pay for half of our mortgage. And so also because of this, I decided to start Co-Host Ninjas. And Co-Host Ninjas is where I help investors scale their portfolio to having multiple furnished rentals. And also we do short term, but then because of the laws and regulations here, we had to pivot to midterm rentals or rent by the room, which is a headache. And then last year, you guys, I swear we weren't even trying to sell our care home, but we literally had like 5 investors come up to us and be like, hey, we want to buy your business. And we're like, what? That's crazy. Like literally we had 5 letter of intents. And so we're like, oh, is this a sign? Like, do they know something that we don't know? Or is this a sign that we should exit, you know? But we decided to exit because it was a cash offer that we couldn't refuse. And so I want to stress to you guys too is whatever business you guys have, know that there's an exit strategy plan like this to where you can sell your business. We 4X'd our income because of that. We 4X'd our profits. But we also decided to try and breed French bulldogs. Why? Because they're like the cutest. But we realized that we're not meant to be breeders because we fell in love with the puppies too much. So we failed. And we actually had a lot of breeders reach out to us and offer us really good money. But we turned it down because I would FaceTime them and I wasn't filling their setup, you know, like I had to really like pray about it and make sure like they did not, you know, take care of, or it just felt like they were just going to use my puppies, you know. We decided to pivot the business. And so we had a litter of 4 puppies and we actually gave all 4 puppies away for free. And instead of making money off of that, we decided if you guys want our puppies for free, we just ask that you get them certified as therapy dogs. So that's our business strategy now moving forward, is that we're gonna go out into the community, offer free therapy services, but then also the way that we're gonna make money is doing convention dogs. Because me and my husband, one of our Frenchies is certified as a therapy dog. So we would go out into the community, volunteer and go to conventions. And this company was paying this booth. They paid $7,000 to have our dogs there, but we were volunteering our time. So I was like, oh my God, they're making that much money? Yeah, let's start our own business, you know? So that's what we're working on right now. So our puppies are 8 months old. So once they get a year old, then that's when we could start doing the therapy work. So that's just something that we had to pivot. So I would recommend if you have something in your business that doesn't work, just know that there's always an exit strategy where you can pivot. We also started Vegas Home Adventure, and it's with the same business partners. And I would highly recommend if you have a business to find people who have the like-mind vision with you so you guys can scale, so you guys can pull away. Because with the memory care home, that's how we were able to scale it, was because we had all our operations and systems in place, SOPs and all that good stuff. We hired the right staff, and also our business partners, we all had different strengths and weaknesses that we're able to plug in and use. And so we started, after the sale of that, we started Vegas Home Adventure. And Vegas Home Adventure is a company where we wholesale real estate and flip real estate. We have a flip right now that's in escrow. And also, I would highly recommend to find your tribe. So I started to like network more. I was like, I knew I wanted to be around other people who are doing better than me. So I found women who was in real estate and I followed them on social media. Then I would show up to their events. And then I would be like the first one there, the last one there, and help. She knew that I owned a memory care home. She invited me into a female founders Facebook group. And this is where I was around other female entrepreneurs who was also willing to help share their ideas, have events like once a month, and we'd hang out. And then they'd also notice I would always be like the first one there, the last one there, and always helping. And so the lady, her name's Kathy, and she's a friend of mine. I really appreciate her. So she saw notice of what I was doing, and I wasn't even asking anything. You know, I wasn't even trying to make this an opportunity, but somehow she was like, hey, we're gonna start a conference and we want you to spearhead it. And I'm like, what, me? You know, because at first, as you guys remember, like I slept on the floor with my mom, you know, so I never knew that I could be at the table with all these women. So it feels good knowing that. And so now I'm helping them scale and build out their community and their conference. So it's really cool because they're women that own 7- and 8-figure businesses. So I'm learning from the big dogs. So it's really cool. Like I feel so grateful, you know? And so, yeah, so hold on. Oh, does anyone have questions?
When do you have time to sleep?
I know, I don't. Is it that button? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like I have
Okay.
a question.
Yeah.
What is your timeline from like the time you flip the first property to
Yeah.
like now?
It was 4 or 5 months. So we bought the property. There was a squatter in there. And so we had to, it took a month for that person to get out. And then a month and a half for renovations. And then now it's in escrow. It's almost about to be sold. So it's 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think I meant
It's okay.
like from the very first, when you first started your story.
Oh,
like, now, like,
gotcha,
what is
yeah.
this timeline?
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. So our first live and flip was 2014 to now. So
So like 10 years.
yeah, so 10 years, and we're on our third live and flip. So every 3 or 4 years we would move.
And all these other business ventures
Was-
have been throughout the 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
So you were working full-time at Zappos while also doing all of these like small things?
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, I guess I like chaos.
How did you time manage everything to like work full-time? and
Yeah.
also, like,
Wine was my best friend. No, but it was just, I enjoy chaos. I enjoy like focus, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, while I was working my 9 to 5, I was like thinking about other stuff. I wasn't there. I was like, you know, but I would suggest don't do that because you wanna be able to put your 100% in work, you know? And so, it was just pretty much having an awesome supportive husband and then great kids who were just like, not really into anything. They didn't want to do a lot of sports or they're gamers. So I was like, okay, I guess, you know, so that it was really easy, I guess, on that part. But I did have a lot of breakdowns.
The 52-unit building that you had invested in, do you still maintain that?
We actually just sold our share last year. Yeah, so we got our $50,000 back. But because of that, we made, I think, $20,000 throughout the 2 or 3 years that we owned it.
Okay, and the memory care centers for the seniors, you don't no longer have that, right?
Yeah, we just sold it last year.
That's something that's really needed in the community.
Oh yes, I know. That's why it was really hard to sell because we know it's a huge need and we already had the systems and processes in place. It was really much turnkey. Like we walked away because we trusted our staff and they did everything pretty much. And we paid them above market, so that's how we were able to keep our longest staff there.
So what's your
so it's kind of inspired me to
Yeah.
start a memory care.
Yeah.
So she can be in a smaller place like
Mhm.
because that's our thinking and my sister's thinking
Yeah.
too. So how difficult was it to get that memory care home facility going?
Yeah, so during that process, it took about a year. And then while we were waiting for the year for the state to get our licenses, we did rent by the room model. And that was crazy. Don't recommend that. But it helped pay our bills and the mortgage, you know, so. But yeah. Hi.
For the memory homes, can you rent a home into it, or you have to own it?
You can rent it, but it has to be sprinkler approved. So home is where it's like a 2 or 3 bedroom house. The caregivers live in one house, and then you can take care up to 2 people, and you don't need a sprinkler system. Yeah.
I had 2 questions. The first question I had was the first house you flipped, was that your own personal investment or you got invested?
That was our own personal, it was our accidental live and flip. Like we had no real estate background or anything. It's just kind of like that's all we could afford. It was a fixer upper. So yeah, we eventually it was like a 2.5 year, no, 4, it was 4 years, right, Scotty? Was it 4? That's my husband. That's my sugar daddy. Sorry, I forgot to mention that we are recording, but I think it's just me, so. But yeah, I guess I'll go on to the more. So I would highly recommend when you guys have a business is to have your operations in place, because then that's how you're able to scale or even sell your business. So with us, we had marketing, someone who oversaw the marketing, then someone who oversaw the sales, the service and fulfillment, which was our staff, our caregivers, and then retention and referrals was my husband and our business partner, where they go out into the community to find residents. And then for admin, operations, and finance, that was also our business partners. That's not my jam, so I let them do that. Okay, so improving your business operations, I would recommend making sure that you stick with your KPIs so you could track your performance. And KPIs is key performance indicators. I would definitely recommend to try to find tools online that's for free, because you're able to track your progress and track what you need to work on and how to get to the next level. Another way is by streamlining or automation, and that's having standard operating procedures, SOPs. So this is huge. Like you're gonna wanna be able to track your SOPs and create those documents. So when you do sell, the next owner could have that, or even your business partners or your employees. When they see those SOPs, make them fun, because it's always cool to just see like pieces of paper of how to open a barber shop, you know. Some people, sometimes they need that, you know, like make sure you flip the on button, you know. Yeah. Sometimes they forget that. So having these SOPs is really helpful. And then always be ahead. So following the broader trends, always making sure like checking out what your competition is doing, because with us, we always made sure with our memory care home that we studied our competition, always checked what their prices were, and we're always trying to be above or within line of the market rate. And you also want to make sure that you're providing better service. SWOT analysis. So what the heck is a SWOT analysis? It's crazy because I remember this was my last homework I did when I got my MBA. So a SWOT analysis is pretty much, it's helping you grow your business. It's a roadmap, and it helps you navigate your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats to help you succeed. And this framework helps you develop a plan, and it's going to help you determine to prioritize what you need to maximize on your opportunities and also minimize those threats. For an example, with co-host ninjas, I would say the strength is location. Vegas is the #1 hotspot where people are moving to, so a lot of people are looking for furnished rentals. And then also another strength that I would say I have is experience. I like to create an experience rather than just a stay for our guests. And then also because I came from Zappos, I feel like I have my customer service on point. I would highly recommend that having good customer service is what is people going to remember your business as. And then I have like bougie decor. A lot of people like the bouginess, you know, so they'll pay a premium. And then my weakness, I would say the demand. So with one of our rentals is the Banana Bungalow. A lot of people want to stay there, but I only have one, you know? So it's like, dang, what do we do? So I'm trying to figure out a way to how to scale that. And it's just, we're gonna plan on adding another ADU on our home. And then a weakness is algorithm. I'm not really tech savvy, so going into Airbnb or Vrbo and all that good stuff, I don't know how to do all that. That's not my jam. And then also marketing as well. It's kind of hard because in this industry, it's hard to market because it's so oversaturated.
There's a lot of opportunities out there for me to be able to target digital nomads because there's a lot of people working from home now. And then also I could collaborate with travel agencies or insurance agencies because a lot of people, if there's a flood, they need to move that family into another home. So that's one place that I need to work on and target. And then add additional experiences. So what I did with the Banana Bungalow was I added, because we live on half an acre, so we have like turkeys, chickens, and tortoises, and peacocks, and all that. So one of the experiences we offer for our guests is providing, collecting your own eggs. So it's really cool to have that as well. The threats. So with threats, it's the rental laws and regulations with rentals here, which is really sucky because I had to help my investor pivot
Short terms into midterm, and it's super oversaturated. And also the decrease in travel right now because of the economy. And after you do your SWAT analysis, I would highly recommend to analyze it and see what you can focus on to improve your business. And study your competition, see how you can crush them. But if not crush them, at least try and collaborate. Because with me, because I have about 17 properties that I oversee, I have other friends in the industry, so we bounce each other and refer each other. So if I don't have a house for my client or whatever, I'll refer them out to other people. And then always be of service to others. Whatever your business is, try to find whatever the problem is, try to find the solution, because that's how you're able to feel good, do good out in the community. And also document your journey on social media, because people want to see that. And what I learned over the years is find a friendtor. A friendtor is a friend and a mentor. So find somebody who's doing what you want to do, and then try to insert yourself into their events, whatever they do. And then find your tribe. You know, it's always good to find people who are like-minded. Like, I feel like everyone here are business owners, so we all understand and get the struggles and the pains that everyone's going through. Document your journey on social media. Try to build your personal brand, because people are going to see you as a real person, and also they want to see the fuck ups. They're going to want to see the struggles and the journey, not everything all rainbows and sunshine. And 6 ways to help you grow is find a hobby that keeps you spiritually grounded. I don't care if like you're religious or not, but at least find something that keeps you namaste. And then find a hobby that you and your significant other can enjoy. Ours I would say is real estate. And also find a hobby that makes you money. Again, ours is real estate. And then also find a hobby that keeps you creative. Real estate for me, because I get to pick out all the fixtures, you know, the flooring. It's super fun, but stressful. And then find a hobby that helps keep you healthy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that healthy, but I did go to the gym twice this week, so I'm gonna make it 3 times.
It's only Tuesday.
I know. And then find a hobby that helps involve your mindset. So I would recommend going to masterminds or stuff like this, podcasts, YouTube. These are all free. Seriously, this is amazing. And I love what Rachel's doing, because it's so cool to see a group of people like you guys wanting to level up and accelerate your business. So yeah, that's me. This is where you can find me on socials. But yeah, I don't know. Is that it? Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is Gina's contact information.